Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. How are we doing today? This is let me say that again. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. How are you doing? Welcome to another episode of Barefoot Conversation with Magdalene. How are you doing? I keep saying this every week. So if you check my videos, you will hear it every single week. I keep saying it. It's another Tuesday. How was your last week? How was your weekend? I'm always interested with the weekend because I know when I was working, many people were like, oh, can't wait for the weekend because we've got so many things planned. So how was your weekend? So well, now that I work for myself, every day is fully packed with so many different activities. I don't have to wait for the weekend because every day is doing something I love to do. So what about you? How are things for you? How have you been? And how is everything going on for you? And before I say anything further, I just want to apologize for last week's show. The audio on last week's show was really bad. I tried to get it sorted. I sent it off to the engineers to get it sorted out, but there was nothing they can do. It was a very good topic, but unfortunately, nothing could be done. So I'm so sorry about that. But yes, let's get on with today's show. Today's show is something that, as a parent, as a mother, is not something that I want to be talking about, but it's a sad reality. And this is what's happening. It's happening, and we can't just keep quiet and fold our hands and say nothing. What can we do? We can't do anything because unfortunately, this is what's happening. And what am I talking about today? I am talking about knife crime. Knife crime. When will all these senseless killings end? Knife crime, it's become so prominent. It's like every single year, parents are mourning the loss of their children through this evil and heinous crime, knife crime, that somebody else will take a knife with them and put it through another human being's body and do it in such a way that you don't just hurt them, you actually take their life. When did we become gods? When did we become God that we have the right to give life in a sense and to take life? When did that happen? And you find the parents are crying and mourning the loss of their children. I'm a mother of 4 children, so I'm sitting here just trying to, I don't even want to imagine it, but this is the sad reality. Immediately, I'm taken back to the birth, not the pregnancy, not anything else, but immediately to the birth, that exact moment of time in the hospital when I gave birth to the first one, the second one, the third one, and the fourth one. It was painful. All 4 natural births, painful. And then you go through all of that. Let me backtrack a bit. You go through the pregnancy, you go through all manner of hormonal changes, discomfort, and everything. You then get to the D-Day that you go for another pain, and you give birth to this child, and then you begin to nurture this child. This child turns to his first birthday, his second, third, and on and on and on. And then this child is on the streets. And then somebody takes a knife and stabs that child. How do you explain that grief? I know when we used to talk about death and grief, it was something that was foreign to me because yes, I had grandparents who had died, but nobody close until my mom passed away. Coming up 3 years. August is gonna make it 3 years this year, and then I knew what it meant to feel pain of a loss. I don't know how to describe it. It's so painful that, oh gosh, there's nothing that can take away that pain. I know they say time heals, but what time just does is just makes that instant date of that person's passing to become something like it's a distant memory, but it's not a distant memory because every time you think of that person and what that person did, and you realize that person is no longer with you, you're automatically taken back to that time in life. So now that is a loss of a parent who died. She didn't die at old age. It was sickness that was involved in the whole matter. Then imagine, but this is a child bearing a parent. That's how it should be when they are older. But now it has reversed in the sense that a parent carries a child in her womb, gets to the D-Day, gives birth to the child, nurtures that child, and then somebody takes a knife or even a gun and kills that child. How does time heal that pain? How does time heal that wound? I don't know. But this is what's happening to parents out there who are mourning the loss of their children because of all these senseless killings. I mean, I've got the paper here with me today. Look at this. Another one. This is the recent one, excepting something that's happened between yesterday and today that I haven't heard about. This is a young man. Look at his smile. Such a handsome young man at that. That could have been somebody's future husband, somebody's future dad. That could have been our future prime minister, our future governor, our future president. Well, not in this country, but it could any other country. You never know. Great life ahead of him. But he's gone. The parent are now mourning. The mom and the dad are trying to understand what has happened to their handsome young man. It's not even about the looks. To say that you had a child and he lived 18 years, is that a life well spent? 18 years, just 18 years? I have an 18-year-old son. That is a life not well spent, because really and truly, I don't care what the law says, but they haven't actually started their life. They haven't. But this child, his life is cut short. It's gone. It's gone forever. There is no second chance. There is no second chance of life. This is it. This is what we have. And this is now gone. This young boy is gone. Because of what? Because of what? He went to a party. According to the story, he's a teenager and a 41-year-old father became the latest victims of London's wave of knife crime at the weekend. So that was just last weekend. 18 was stabbed to death on the steps of a Hindu temple in Enfield after a private party publicized on Snapchat spiraled out of control. Okay, let me just get into this now. I know at 18, the law says they're adults. And so they have this, when I say they, I'm talking about these young people. They have this thing in their mind. I'm an adult, I'm grown, I can do what I want to do. You can do what you want to do. I don't know the story behind this boy's death. Was he living at home? Was he in part of a gang? Was he not part of a gang? Was it a case of mistaken identity or a case of being at the wrong place at the wrong time? I don't know. I'm definitely going to want to find out. But then look at that picture there. That's other people's children that has died. So this family now are the recent ones who are mourning. But look at all those people then, even more. Their families have been mourning. And on Sunday, when they had the television awards, I can't remember the full name, the award ceremony on Sunday evening. Because there's a new documentary on Damilolo Taylor's life. And so his dad was there, and because that documentary won 2 awards. So his dad was there, Richard Taylor, and he was talking about stopping, that it's time to stop. I remember when Damilolo died, 2001, I believe it was. The thing affected me in such a way, like as if I knew this boy, but I didn't know him. But the only thing that really, the only thing that kind of connects, that connects me and the family in a sense that we're both Nigerians, and the fact that the parents came from Nigeria to the UK for greener pastures, and that's what happened to me as well. My parents came from Nigeria to the UK for greener pastures. So this is a 10-year-old baby, for goodness sake, a 10-year-old baby who has left school. I think he went to the library and then went home, and then I don't know what to call them. Would you call them human beings? I don't know what to call them. It's life with a broken glass bottle that affected me in such a manner that I mourn for this boy like as if I knew him. I mourn for this child as if he was my own little brother at that time. I mourn for this child. I still mourn for this child. And then we hear of the stories later that because of this heinous crime that happened to her child, the mom couldn't take it. She was out and about on the street one day and the woman collapsed. Is it not enough to kill a person? A family relocates from one part of the world to another for greener pastures, and then not long after, their child is taken away from them. All in the name of what? No parent should give birth to a child to bury that child. What are we doing? I had a meeting with a borough commander here in Croydon a couple of weeks ago. And he said the police, and it's true, the police get called in at the later stages, at the end stages, because this is when the crime has been committed. But what happens before that? What are the parents doing? I was a teenage parent. And I must say, if it's not because of the help of my parents, if for those of you who know my story, and for those who don't know my story, when I found myself pregnant at a young age, my mom could not take it, because all she could see was, this is a child we brought from Africa to the UK. How can you do such a thing? She could not take it. And for 3 months, this woman did not talk to me. It was painful. And outside of that, you had everybody calling you, you name it, everything you could think of. The scum of the earth is the best way I could describe it. I went through very trying and traumatic times. But one thing I give God thanks for is that my mom turned around. Even when they took music away from me, I was told I could no longer sing on the church altar because I was polluting the altar by the pastor's wife at that time. I'm not mentioning any names. But the fact that my mom turned around, it helped me a lot, because even when at that age you want to say you know it all, but I did not know anything. I knew nothing. I knew nothing. Even having sex at that time, I did not know. Outside of the pregnancy, I did not know that you could get sexually transmitted disease by having unprotected sex. Some people may look and say, are you foolish here? But I did not know that at that time. I know it now, but at that time I didn't know that. So my mom, it took my mom to turn around. My dad was there, but she needed to turn around. And once she turned around, that helped me a lot, because it helped me to go back to school and then to study. But what is happening? Is there no mother, no father? Is there no mother, no father? What are they saying? Are they talking? Are the children listening? Young people. So guys, I want you guys to share this YouTube video, because I am so passionate about this. Young people out there, let me say something to you. This is Magdalene Adenike telling you guys, you know nothing at all. You know nothing. I don't care how old you are. I do not care how old you are. You may say yourself, I'm 16, I'm grown, I'm 18. You do not know nothing at all. Remain at home. Listen to your parents. Many a times I look at my life now. I don't live a life of regrets, no. But I look at my life now and I said, if I had listened, I would have been further down the road than I am now. But God knows. Young people, you need to listen to your parents. Stay at home. Your friends do not know it all. Your friends do not know it all. Do not fall. Do not fall into peer pressure because you want to fit in. And that's what I did. But after 5 years of secondary school, I remember when we were coming to the end, doing our GCSEs and coming to the end of secondary school, I was crying my eyes out, saying, I don't want to go. I'm going to miss everybody. I don't want to leave. Why can't we have another 5 years? But it's what, 20 years later, 20 years later, I barely know 80% of the people I went to school with. And even the 20%, and that 20% is very, 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 I don't even think it's up to 20%. It's trying to recollect who they were, trying to picture the childish face to the grown-up face. That's how it is. But this is me crying all those years ago, saying, I don't want to go. I don't want to miss these people. So why are we trying to live our life as if it's just now? You want to get money. How do you want to get money overnight? What are you doing to work for that money? What do you have to offer the society? What do you have to offer the society? You want to make money just to buy the blings and buy the cars, and then what? And then what? That's my question to you. You make all this money, you become part of a gang, you start selling drugs, you're killing each other. Then what? What then? Is that what buys you happiness? So you may have all these flashy things around you. You may have all these flashy things around you. But does that give you joy from within? You're sleeping around with all these different people and you think that you're living the life? I know you're not living the life. You're the most miserable human being on earth. I'm sorry, I have to say it, because you can see I'm very passionate about this. If you guys have never listened to a Barefoot Conversation, I need everybody to listen to this topic, this particular show, and share it amongst your networks, because this nonsense must stop. The borough commander said the people are blaming the police, but it's true. He said, why are we blaming the police? They're coming in at the end. What are we doing now? Young people want to say to the parents, F you this and F you that. They don't listen at school. And when the teachers call the parents go to school to fight the teachers and side their children. I had a phone call from one of my children's teachers yesterday. He was not happy because he said that, not that the child was being rude to him, but he was disrupting the class. He was saying that the child, he was having conversations with a friend, and it was disruptive in the class, and I didn't want that. And I said to the teacher, thank you, because he had called earlier on in this year, January, and he said the same thing. And because my husband and I had a conversation with the child, and we made it very clear, and we always make it very clear to all of them, we don't tolerate that. And I said to the teacher back in January, I didn't even remember, he reminded me yesterday. And that's the reason why he had the confidence, because he told my son, he said to my son in class yesterday, he said, I'm going to be calling your parent. So he called me yesterday after school and he told me, and I said to him, I am very sorry, because when the students go to school, they don't just go to school for themselves, they go to school as a representation of their families. So they must be very clear and understand that when you're in school, you're representing your family. You're not just going to school as yourself, your family there. So I'm not there physically. But when you are there, the teachers and the fellow students are looking on you as how your family are. And so if you're given a false representation, then automatically the family is being looked down on. And I will not be looked down on. I haven't done everything I've done and achieved all that I have achieved and become as involved as I want to be, as I need to be involved in all my children's school, for one child to come and then spoil all that work. No way. When my eldest was at school, all through secondary school, from year 7 right up until year 11, we made it very clear that we're very involved. So my husband and I would go to the school and make it clear. And I thank God for his head of year who progressed with him every single time during the 5 years he was in school. We were very close with that person, because I was like, give us your number. We need to communicate with you. So we'll call the guy. Where is the child? School has ended. The boy is not home yet. Where is he? So the guy became almost a surrogate parent in the school, because they were like, he's with me, he's doing this, he's playing basketball, he's doing, so yeah, he's coming, good. And whenever the child misbehaved, the guy will make, and listen, I'm African, so we don't tolerate these things. It's not about abusing. There's discipline, there's abuse, two different things. There was one particular instance that this child, my eldest, was misbehaving. I went to the school. This was parents' evening, I think it was parents' evening. I went to the school with the boy. As we saw the head of year, I said, I already told him this. So I said, listen, when you get to the school, you're going to lie down and prostrate, because all your friends are going to be there and all the parents are going to be there as well. You're going to lie down on the ground and say to this teacher, I am very sorry. This is not a private thing, because if you do it privately, then obviously your friends are not there because you're trying to impress them. But this is a public affair. So we went to this. As soon as he saw the teacher, I said, come on, what are you waiting for? This boy is big and taller than me. He lay down in front of the teacher. His friends were looking. The teacher said, it's okay, stand up. And I said it very clearly and very loudly so that they hear. Do not come to school and give a false representation of who you are, which is not true. Which is not true. Go to school and let them know. Don't be a follower for evil. If you're going to follow people for good, and then stand on your own right to be a leader for good. I'm not trying to say that my parenting skills are the best. No. What I'm trying to say is that as parents, I don't want to blame parents, because I don't know each individual, what's happening in individual homes. But we need to be more united. We need to work hand in hand with the schools. So when the schools call you and say, oh, something has happened and your child has done this, please don't turn on the teacher. Listen to the teacher. Let the teachers know that you're very much involved. And when your child comes home, give him or her an opportunity to also explain themselves without going all Jackie Chan on them. Do you understand me? Let them explain what has happened so that way you have a better understanding. So on one hand, obviously, I've said what I said with my child, but then on the other hand, I want to hear what the children have to say. Either the boy, the girl, whomever, I want to hear what they have to say so I can marry the two of them together. But I also have to be known that, listen, we're not going to tolerate nonsense. I remember speaking to my eldest a couple of days ago, and I was asking, I think this was ahead of last week's show, just talking about gangs, because last week's show is about gangs and everything. And I was asking, and he said, yeah. He told me that when he was in secondary school, they were there. They'd come to their schools and ask them if you want to be part of the gangs and everything. And I said, so what did you say? I just wanted to understand. So we're just having this conversation. And he said, no, what am I going to do? What am I going to join them for? And he said, beside. And he said, beside. He told them, I'm African. I don't know what that means, but that's what he said. He said, listen, I'm African. I'm from an African home. I'm not joining your gang. So I'm laughing about these things, but many of these young people, I don't know where they're from. I'm not done. The ethnicity is not even the issue. The issue here is our young people are killing of themselves. And we can't sit back and fold our hands and say, oh, they're there, it's okay, because it's happening to that person, it's okay. No. We're not praying for evil, but we need to stop it right now. So what do we need to do? So the things I'm bringing across now are things that I'm already doing. I didn't even introduce myself today because I was just so passionate about today's show. I just went straight into it. Okay, so let me backtrack a bit, go back a bit. So I'm Magdalene Adenike. I'm a transformation expert. I've got two businesses. The first one is something I started from my own personal experience. Expertise. I'm a musician. I'm a singer-songwriter. Music has always been my love and everything. I started an organization called Music Relief Foundation. It went through different phases, but where we are right now is working with young people using music as a source of therapy and intervention to work with these young people. And we're so blessed to have secured funding, and we're running workshops, and the workshops are taking place every Saturdays because our facilitators are available on Saturdays. And they're working on gang activities and gang involvement. And these young people are people who are not part of the gangs. So they've been working on it for the past, I think, 4 weeks now. It's from 11 years old to 19 years old. It's right here in Croydon at the Croydon BME Forum. So if you want your child to be involved, we're going to be having a showcase on the 15th of July. Further details will be coming up from that. If you want your child to be involved and let them have a voice for God's, give these young people a platform, because I was there in the first week and hearing what they were saying, it was phenomenal. This is young people speaking. They have a voice, but most of the time it's like their voices are being suppressed and they're almost being blanketed with the same blanket and say they're all of them. They're not all of them, because these young people that are in part of our organization are doing phenomenal work. Register now and get your young people involved. How do you find out more? Go to our website, www.music-relief.com. So that's www.music-relief.com. Give your young people an opportunity to get their voices heard. But what else can we do? So you say, okay, I'm not in Croydon. What else can you do? You don't have to come all the way to Croydon with your young person. No. Start something within your own community. Do something within your own community. Start with your children, with your nieces, your nephews, your cousins, your friends' children. Gather around every evening, every weekend. I don't know how you're going to do this, because not all the young people are bad, not all of them. So let's not blanket them with the same blanket like I said before. It's not all of them. There's some who are just fed up of it, and there's some who are doing great things, and we're not highlighting and showcasing those people enough. We need to showcase those people, because those young children out there who are doing all these killings, some of them is because they never had the opportunity. Their environment, it was almost as if they were destined to do so because of their environment. Almost as if, that's what I'm saying, almost. So please, let's not blanket everybody in the same. But then even with those ones out there who are committing this heinous crime, it's not all hope is lost. We need to stretch out that hand of friendship to them. I don't know how we're going to do it, but we need to do that. Invite them to forums. We want to hear from you. Why are you doing these things? So I'm saying to this gang, those young people who are doing the killings out there, come to Music Relief. We are here for you. That's why Music Relief was set up. It started off from my personal experience as a teen mom, but it has grown and evolved to something even bigger than I didn't even imagine or fathom. But I'm blessed to be able to be in this opportunity, to have this opportunity to help other young people. So I'm saying to you guys now, come on board. We want to hear from you. We want to know why you guys are doing this. Where do you derive joy from? How can you tell me that you're able to sleep at night, knowing fully well that you're killing someone else's child and someone else is crying? This could have easily been you. Why are you doing this? Where did this hatred come from for the human life? Why has human life no value in your eyes any longer? We are excited to have the Borough Commander of Croydon. He will be joining us this Saturday at our workshops. So please do come along so that we can hear from you. We want to hear from you. We want to understand what is going on with you. We want to understand. We want to know why you guys are doing this. This is what I am saying. This is what Music Relief is saying. We are inviting you guys. So we're sort of us saying, just talking about it. I'm not just talking about it because this thing here, this is enough. It's enough. So it's not just me talking. I'm not just talking the talk. I'm talking the talk. I'm walking the walk. Come and be part of us. music-relief.com. Register now. We're not going to be judgmental against you. We want to understand why you guys are doing this. And we're telling you guys, enough is enough. Stop already. You guys have so much greatness inside of you. Go home. And if your home is not a place that you can be comfortable because there's so many abuse and so many things taking place, then that's another thing that we can discuss and work on. Because some of the parents need help, and let's not shy away from that. They need help because of so many different reasons. Hence, the children have now gone outside looking for love, but finding it in the wrong places. So I'm looking at my time because my time is coming to an end, and I can speak for England. And even checked so many. There's so many things I've researched. I've not even gone into that because I'm speaking from the heart today. Because I'm so upset. I'm crying alongside these other mothers out there who are saying, when will this stop? My child, my child, my child. Guys, it's enough. It's enough. Please stop it. But it's not just about stopping it. It's about taking the next step to better your lives. And that's why Music Relief is crying out to you. Say, come guys, let us work with you guys. Let us create this platform, the opportunity that you're requiring, but do it in a positive manner. We are here for you. I, Magdalene, I'm here for you. If my mom never turned around, I don't know what route I would have gone down on. Wanting to say, okay, if the church family has turned their backs on me, my own family have turned their backs on me, society as a whole have turned their backs on me, so I might as well go somewhere else. And that's what would have easily happened. But I'm grateful to God that I did not do that. I had something, I had music. And I know many of these young people, you guys love music, but you're doing it, you're coming across very negative and pulling girls, especially girls, down. Being very derogatory with your languages. That is so wrong. Come, let us help you. Let's change that language. There is greatness inside of you. Come on, look at yourselves. There is greatness. You're going to be the great next prime minister. You're talking about these countries, that. What can you do to change it? We want to hear from you. Given this opportunity. The general election is around the corner as well. Let's work together hand in hand and make your life and my life even better. Guys, I don't know. I'm just, this is me here just laying my heart bare to you guys. So for you guys who are watching and saying, it's time to stop. Enough is enough. We can't continue the way we have before. We just can't. We can't. I'm going to have to go now because it's 11 a.m. Barefoot Conversations is 11 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. every Tuesday mornings. But until next time, this should be enough. It's enough. Let this end. Let this end. It's enough. Have a great day, guys. Bye for now.